Hello fellow knights, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to talk about why I think the issue with Grogu is. I liked what they did with him in the first two seasons. Like the first season, Mando giving him off to that one guy was going to test his blood for sensitive. Later on that season, Din Djarin decided, hey, I'm going to rescue this baby because what they're doing is not right. Like, Din Djarin um having the balls, I guess you can say, or the humanity to say, hey, this isn't right. Let me try to correct this wrong. And he did by rescuing Grogu. Second season, he was essentially tasked to return Grogu to the Jedi. And I like that arc for season 2. And when Luke Skywalker came, which was a very awesome and emotional scene, as far as we knew, we weren't going to see him for a few years. And then Book of Boba Fett came along and gave him back. Like, I think it was like 2 years in universe, which felt like a bit too soon, in my opinion. I know I'm not the only person who feels this way. And then season 3, we had Grogu, right? Again, I think we should have had at least one season of Mandalorian where Din Djarin didn't have to worry about Grogu, and where we could really see Din Djarin be a full-on badass without having to worry about Grogu. And then season 4 being essentially the arc that we got in season 3, but in a slightly different way because not all the like drop the Lizzo and Jack Black moment. There was a few moments in season 3 where I will like dropped personally, but I did like the concept of what season 3 had to offer, and I think they should have kept that for season 4, in my humble opinion. And I'll say this. I do think the one issue for with Grogu is that Lucasfilm is currently forgetting that he's a character, right? And nothing wrong with him as a character. Yeah, he's cute. There's a lot of stories we can tell with Grogu over the years, sure. But I think Lucasfilm rushed to bring him back for the very wrong reasons. It was obvious that they only brought him back for the money. Because he's cute, and cute stuff will bring in the money, right? And I feel like they're heavily relying on Grogu, where like I'm kind of getting a Grogu fatigue. And that makes sense. I don't have an issue with Grogu himself because, like I said, I liked what they did with him in the first two seasons. I think they might have rushed reuniting Mando with Grogu a little bit too soon. And like I said, I do enjoy the concept of the arc that was in season 3 that I think they should wait until season 4 with, or essentially the movie. And I do like how towards the end of the season, Grogu is a Mandalorian or Jedi Mandalorian foundling. I do like that aspect of season 3. Again, I wish we could have saw that in season 4. I think, I hope I can safely say this for many fans. I know not all fans, but many fans. We're not necessarily tired of Grogu. We're tired of Lucasfilm shoving him in our faces. We get it. He's cute. He's adorable. But if it comes to the price of like him getting our like shoved in our faces a little bit too much, and we don't really see much progression in him since what season 2, that's when I feel like we might he might be getting overutilized because hey, money, and we need money. Um, So he had a little bit of a, like, I guess, progression in like Book of Boba, with that episode where he was training under Luke. But I don't know. I just wish and I hope that they'll calm down on the whole Grogu thing and let other characters breathe. Like, have a limelight. Like, for example, Luke fucking Skywalker, right? Fans been begging to see Luke Skywalker come back. Like, between the original one sequels, right? See how Luke K went about getting the rebooting the Jedi Order, right? And sure, we got a little bit of that in Book of Boba and Mando season 2 with Luke getting Grogu, and we seen a little bit of a glimpse of him getting trained. But we want to see more. There's like what 20, 30 years between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens that we can tell with Luke, with Han, with Leia, with Lando. Let's see that. If they want to tie it, like, obviously we have to go to the sequel trilogy. So like, let's see the sequel trilogy, like the First Order, right? How like it could be like a 4 or 5 season arc and could span off for years. And then last season could like sprinkle in like maybe like either cameos or references to like characters that were in like the sequels. Like we could get a little Ben Solo, a little Poe Dameron, a little Finn, like how Finn went to becoming a stormtrooper. We could get essentially like maybe a few episode arc of Ray, like first episode, Ray enjoying her time with her parents, and then second episode being her like seeing her parents leave. Third episode, her accepting that, or trying to accept that she's not gonna see her parents for a while, because and then like by the time we get to the Force Awakens, when she reaches to Mos Kanata, accepts that hey, my parents aren't coming back. Like, and even having like a series in between like the Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, where like, or even like a little bit before that too, like before the Rise of Force Awakens, where we actually see okay, how did Palpatine return? Like pretty much a setup to like some of the biggest questions we have in the sequel trilogy, while also telling original, organic stories that are good. I think fans like, regardless of how you, some may feel about the sequel trilogy. I'm not a huge fan of the sequel trilogy. If you do it right, sure, the sequel trilogy was always going to be seen as the weakest trilogy in my opinion. But having that story that kind of like leads up to the Force Awakens, that strengthens some story arcs from the sequel trilogy that was left incredibly weak that needs to be strengthened. I think fans might be also more open to seeing that than every 5 seconds here's Grogu. Like, we need a break from Grogu. I need a break from Grogu. Like I said, he's a cute character, but like, I don't want every 5 seconds to have to like see him like in every marketing. Like, I love Luke Skywalker. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm happy like we got like what Clone Wars and Rebels, for example. I'll admit, Rebels. I like Rebels. I'm like, it wasn't as strong as Clone Wars, but like Rebels was pretty decent. I'm happy we got Rogue One too, where like, granted that we the only like legacy like character from the Skywalker family we saw in Rogue One was Leia for like 5 seconds, but still, I'm the reason why I'm bringing on Clone Wars was featured Mama and Papa Skywalker, Rogue One who has Sister Skywalker, same with Rebels, is because yeah, I love Luke Skywalker. I wanted to see him in more stories. I'm using that as like it'd be slightly different if they like you had him in like literally every single media. Like it seems like they have Grogu in every single media. I feel like replace Grogu with Luke, sure, fans would be way more receptive to seeing Luke in like a lot of stuff. But if he wasn't like force fed to us like Grogu is right now, fans would kind of get tired a little bit, saying, "Let Luke have a break a little bit. Let's see other characters." And that's where I'm coming from with it. My argument with Grogu. I don't have any issues with Grogu. I want to see Grogu in more stories, but I don't want him to be like shoved in my face 24/7. And I just wish I'm hoping that at some point Lucasfilm will like learn to like chill with Grogu. Or at least I don't even know, like for me personally, now I'm saying this out loud, is like the amount of times they're using Grogu, I think now I'm saying it out loud, I think is the way they're using him. Because I do think like past season two, we haven't really seen any major what's the word? Um Character development from him. Because they're relying heavily on his cuteness. So anyways, like I said, his cuteness can only like last for so long. I think for many people, using him for his cuteness has expired already. So just a thought, Lucasfilm, like show us like huge character development from him, and I think and use him in a better sense, like if that makes sense, and don't shove him all up in our faces like every 5 seconds. And think us fans would be more receptive. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys agree with everything I said, parts of what I said, or do you think I'm absolutely loony? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I'll talk to you fellow knights later.